held in Paris in 1995 to pay a worldwide tribute to books and authors on this date, encouraging everyone to access books.
All right, welcome back. Now, in a recent incident that has sparked outrage, an Abuja-based Chinese supermarket has come under scrutiny for discriminatory practices. Royal Choice Supermarket, known for selling Chinese foods in Abuja, has been summoned by the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, for allegedly refusing to sell to Nigerians. The facility manager of the complex confirmed that Nigerians from outside the complex do not shop at the supermarket because it is off limits to Nigerians. The FCCPC has taken action by sealing the supermarket, the supermarket, and has summoned the owner of an investigative hearing. Well, stay with us in the studio are this gentleman. Well, the video is what you're seeing on our screen right now. But of course, stay with us in the studio is Mr. Lawal Ekudayo and Mr. Akim Adeshino Lasisi. Well, gentlemen, what do you make of this? First, I'm going to start with you, Mr. Lawal. What do you make of this kind of act in Nigeria?
It brings me back to when I was small, and then there was a lot of songs then. Free South Africa, free South Africa. Remember apartheid now? Apartheid, in which yes. The white, the black cannot use this area. The white is only for the white. I think we are
basically seeing apartheid.
Yes, we are gradually going back to the apartheid area. Maybe the South Africa will now be singing for us now that Chinese should free Nigeria from apartheid, because I've seen that this China, apart from this, the government has given them, I don't know who gave them that, they have too much freedom in this country to do so many things. I've seen where they did illegal minings and they were caught. I see where they bring in substandard products in those countries and ruin our economy. So what else?
Some have said that our government, our lawmakers have been complicit in all of this because of getting kickbacks from these people.
Go ahead. Coming back to that Nigerian factor we are talking about. You see,
we can't continue crying on this.
Yes, one thing is this. It's even a shame in the first place that, okay, such a thing is happening in this country, that we are seeing an apartheid right in this country. The most populous black nation in the world. That we are seeing this kind of thing. And one thing is this. The ceiling is not only enough. The government should weigh the big stick on them. And as Mr. Ekuda has already said that, okay, I don't even know why the Chinese have been given this kind of freedom. If you go to their companies, or even in this Lagos, you will see the way they treat Nigerians.
Exactly. I was coming to that.
The way they treat Nigerians. Especially and people will be reporting it. You see Nigerians reporting that.
They have never done anything
to them. Then I think this government should take a stand on this so that it will serve as deterrent to any other Chinese that want to practice this kind of thing. It's a big shame.
I like to bring to your understanding that these same companies, he just mentioned factories, these same companies have Nigerians as their heads of operation. Why are we not talking to that effect? Why are we talking to the fact that is only a Chinese company?
Can I say something about that?
Go ahead.
See, there's this modern slavery that we are talking about. You get it? We are in modern slavery in which you have no choice but to go and work with them. You need to get your daily. There's no other alternative. That's why you see Nigerians going to that area. You see them working there. You have seen many Nigerians being amputated because of their machines. And at the end, you see them walking on the street. Nothing is done about it. And I have one I'm working on now, in which the guys are 21 years old. His hand was cut from here downward. because of machine. They will bring all this in their own country. They use a modern standard automated machine that will never cause problem. They will now bring the old machine that have been phased out down to Nigeria and then put our people there.
The young man
because we have no choice.
The young man you talked about, can't he go to court and get justice?
That is what we are working on.
Somebody was
How long is it taking?
You see,
That's the system we find ourselves, because these people, you get, you see a Chinese will get in that has no paper, an illegal immigrant will arrest a citizen of this country and lock him up in police station. Have you seen that before? They will lock that person. It's a Nigerian citizen, a Chinese will lock that person and that Chinese has no paper. Because you know what I mean now?
Money.
See, if the government wants to do something, set up a committee to look into the operations of these Chinese, these foreign companies in Nigeria. Look at that. I've seen where even this the customs, you get it. We exposed when I was small. When I finished secondary school, we were working in Nigeria, West in one Indian company, and then they were producing some goods. Part of that goods they hid that they are not producing. So the custom charged them on some certain goods. The rest they were producing. We exposed them. The custom came that day like there was going to heaven and hell is going to fall, and then they said they went inside, go here, and then before you know it, there was no problem. Business as usual by evening.
So it's corruption now. It's corruption within
our system, within our leadership.
Okay.
It's because everybody just wants to survive. You see, the government has created a situation where our mentality is just about what do I get? How do I get
So the
next
government
week?
has created a system.
Yes, of course. That is
This
is the because now we have look at the rate of unemployment we have in the society. If we have factories that our Nigerians are working, how can they go to the Chinese company that are maltreating them? Are you getting my point? You see, because of this mess, we find ourselves that we always look at.
We have no choice.
We have no choice. That we just have to look for survival, and that's why I do say that we need to change our orientation. We need a new thinking, new order in this country. Like the last time they had this rally, this NLC rally, I was the one that even spoke on what the police did, giving us water and biscuit on the
for the first time.
Because by the commissioner of police. I've been participating in rally. Instead of that, they gave us what they normally give us. What they normally give us, tear gas and all these things. But now you could see even the commissioner said, look, because that day it was odd that if along the line people started falling and all this thing, they will say, okay, it was the police, this and that. That's why he came with that idea. That's what we are saying. You need to use your initiative, new thinking, new order, that we can get, gradually we get there.
Now, my colleague did say something. He pointed out to something that in those places, Nigerians work there. In the supermarket that has been shut down in Abuja, Nigerians work there.
Yeah.
Because when members of staff of the FCCPC went there to seal up the place, they met Nigerians on ground. Security personnel, in-house staff are Nigerians. Yes, we have talked about the need to earn daily bread. Now, government itself has also initiated a system whereby, government did propose a system whereby for a company to employ, you have to first of all give preference to those that are indigenous, those to Nigerians.
Yeah.
Give preference before you bring in people from other climes to come work. But now, what are the laws, the labor laws that protect the rights of Nigerians that work for such companies? Can you take us through those labor laws that will make them fight for their rights? Now, we also do know that some of them don't even allow members of staff to be part of, union. What are the labor laws that protect the rights of individuals that work for such establishments?
You see, most of these companies that you are seeing that all these foreigners are operating, you hardly know their locations.
Why is that?
by
But they were given approval.
yes, of course. But you see, one thing is that once I've worked in some area, once you enter that, they lock that gate. What happens there? You don't even know.
Yeah.
What happens there? You don't know. All this furniture company, if you see the way they are maltreating Nigerians, you'll be surprised. But yes, we have an agency that always we're supposed to look at all those things. But are they doing their job? Are they doing their job? Even when they eventually get to that area of seeing all those things, what they normally do is just give you something, and they will pretend as if nothing's happening. That is what I'm saying. That look at the situation in this country is that everybody is just looking for how we will survive.
That's unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate, and we have just a situation. You see, it will take a very long time before we can change this orientation.
We don't have that time.
We are past that time. You know that thing? We are past that time. You see, you're supposed to be developing. If you are telling me that, let me say we are developing, and you are telling me that it will take time, I will go along with you because I can see that we have a projection.
Okay.
But the situation we continue to fall, and you tell me it's taking time. I mean, we need time. What time do we need when we are already falling? That is what is happening in Nigeria. Like we said earlier on that there was a time Nigerian currency was greater than this dollar that looks like an angel to us. Only in Nigeria. There was a time our money was greater than this. Some people, it were Nigerians that were in control that time now. They were not the white men, they were not spirits. It were Nigerians in control as of that time. When Awolowo built the Cocoa House and started the Oodua investment, over 14 companies all over with banks, so many things involved. Nigerians, the Yorubas in the West were employed. People were looking for you to come and work because the government creates its own employment to act as a means of controlling, checkmating the capitalists. You get it? So that if you don't want to work with the capitalists, come and work in your own your own regional establishment. You have Wema Bank, you have another bank. So if you don't want to work with Barclays Bank, you can come and work with Wema Bank.
Let's not mention brands now. Let's not mention brands.
No, I'm just saying that Barclays Bank is gone now. So that is there. Yes. So you can if you don't want to work with a private company, come and work with your own indigenous company. So you have a choice. But now you are telling us that government has no hand in business. Now when government has no hand in business, you transfer everything into the hands of the capitalists. The capitalists always maximize profit. That is the problem. The Chinese wants to maximize profits. Because they want to maximize profits, and you are not their people now. So their people will be forced. They want to repatriate more money to their country for their own development. So they will always maltreat Nigerians.
Let's look at it from this perspective. You just said that the Chinese will still want to maximize profit. Mr. President is on a trip presently to the Netherlands. Now, let's face it, it's an official trip. And of course, at the end, it's expected that we'll have FDIs, foreign direct investments, coming into Nigeria. If these kinds of investments are coming, now, and we cannot maximize and manage this kind of situation, Mr. Lawal, I'm actually on you on this one. If at this point, what do you think the Nigerian government should do to get it right, particularly on how to carefully streamline this kind of people in our country?
See, one thing is this, when it comes to governance, like the Americans will say, can I mention America this time?
Go
ahead. Okay. America will say, don't think of what America will do for you. Think of what you can do for America. The same slogan goes up in Israel, in UK, in many European countries. You get it? People think about what they want to do for their country. Because the country, you get it, is already doing a lot for them.
Right.
So they are ready, they love their country, they are ready to die for that country. Because the country is doing almost everything for them. You don't have a job, you collect money, salary, for not having a job. You get it? The government is subsidizing food. It's subsidizing. The local producers are giving priority to the international investor. The local investors have more priority, more opportunities than somebody who's coming from abroad. So that the ones in will develop. You that are coming from outside will have to join up. But here it is different. Like I said earlier on, look at the investments of the Igbos. Can I mention the Igbos?
Go ahead, Mr. Iman.
The Igbos. Look at the investments of the Igbos in Oshodi only. I'm not talking about because I've traveled to the north. I've lived in Meduguri. I've lived in Sokoto. I've lived in Kano. You see these Igbo people investing heavily in those areas. Now, I'm going to talk about this area. I'm going to mention this Oshodi one. Go to Oshodi, you are going to see their investment that are worth billions. Billions. As the federal government ever called them to tell them that, look, this thing you are investing, those of you that are importing, why not start an industry in Nigeria here? Produce this thing locally. These are the incentives we are going to give you. Look at what America did when they are moving away from this gasoline, this fuel vehicle to electric vehicle. They had to give a lot of investment. A lot of incentives to their own companies that are operating outside, their own investors that are operating outside, to come to America and invest. So many of them left Europe and came down to America. Europe was angry that they are trying to reduce investors in that. Then too, they now have to bring in some incentives to keep some people down in their own country. They are not coming down to Nigeria or to China because they want investors. They want their own to first of all grow first. Now, here we have these things. You have like all this agriculture we are talking about. We have lands open. This milk that my daddy here said he bought 900. Look at the number of cows that we have. Have you ever approached any investors and say, come, like we were talking about resource control, maybe Adamawa, maybe the Abuja cattle ranch we have in the Cross River. I say, okay, if you have 100,000 cattle here that can supply so amount of milk, we are going to give you certain tax holiday. We are going to give you so benefits. The person says, this is juicy. It will come and then invest. By the time you are investing, you will employ your indigenous people there before you bring the experts.
Okay.
And then when you do that, these people that are coming in foreign will be begging you with incentive for you to work for them in Nigeria. Not the one in which we have no choice for them to change.
You seem to have a different view.
No, you see, one thing is this. I always say it, that look, it is when we have a country that we can be talking about all these things.
So we don't
What
We
have
are
now?
losing this country with the way things are now.
But we are asking that changes be made, and you're saying
Yes,
gradual process.
Yes, of course. Yes, what I mean is this. Look, in this one.
Okay.
What I mean is this. Now, we are in this country now. You are saying that okay, the president has gone to Netherlands. Okay. To appeal to the investors to come and invest in Nigeria. And look at the kind of news that are coming out of Nigeria. Killings here and there, the insecurity. And no reasonable investor will be seeing that kind of news and will say, oh, let me go to Nigeria and invest. You see, one thing is this, I've been saying it, we need to secure this country first. We have every resources in this country to grow, to develop this country. What we lack is a focused leader that think ahead that, okay, in this time, this is what I
You don't
want to
think
get.
the current administration is thinking ahead?
You see, even common election, we have not got it right. I mean, we are saying that they are thinking in the way that we, at the end of the day, there will be light. No, you see, Nigerians, as we are now, we are just passionate. The government are not even being sincere.
So what measures can we take to spring out of this patch system now? Are we not tired of patching things up?
Because look at now, just imagine what is happening in the north now. no development can take place in that area because of the insecurity. And
Okay.
in the past, I was in the north in the 90s, and I saw all those things coming. That okay, this not to get to this level. When you abandon your youths, when you did not take care of your youth, eventually they will become something. And they have become something that they cannot even control now, that are giving them problems. If you look at what is happening, even in the south now, you will see, go to streets in Lagos, at every junction you see all these boys. People are abandoning, the parents are abandoning their responsibility. And you see, you can see all these
So
bad
you see that as a bomb waiting to
explode. You see, people are just talking about it. Yes, this country.
But government, still not deviating from the topic. All right.
Yes.
Still trying to focus on what happened in Abuja and foreign investors coming to Nigeria to take advantage of the system. Government at some level, local government level, have created certain opportunities for people to learn a few things. We also have the there have been opportunities.
I understand. I know.
For individuals to learn a trade, learn some vocation, and then be given some sort of money to go ahead and establish their own. Shouldn't government focus more on that and ensure that Nigerians, the common man, is able to earn a living as against becoming a slave in his own country?
Yes, if the government will do that, they will do that.
Over 60-something years old will.
They will, yes, of course, they will. Because, but at the end of the day, those who will be there, that okay, I want you to come and learn a trade, so that at the end of the day, you'll be able to be independent. Then those who are coming for that program may not be those who are really interested in that program. They will be the tops of the politicians who are not even interested. After learning the trade, they will collect the tools and then they will just disappear.
They will resell it.
Yeah, he did it. And if you look at what all these senators are just doing, dashing out Korope, giving this thing. At the end of the day, nothing will come out of it. They will train people, barbing salon, hairdressing, and all these things. What they normally do is to collect the tools, resell it, and then continue with their life.
All right,
Nigeria cannot grow in that form. That's the reality.
Now, Mr. Nawal, let's bring it back to the conversation.
Okay.
What stringent measures can the government put in place to stop another kind of incidents like this? Because let's face it, like we've all rightly mentioned here, there are situations like that all around the country. What stringent measures do you think the government needs to do? And how soon should they start doing it?
Sorry. Let me tell you something. Before this incidents came on board that we are talking about now, do you remember when the Chinese were operating some kind of a prison in Nigeria here? Do you remember?
There was that allegation. That
do you know they operated the same thing in America? Do you remember? Do you know that America had to shut it down? In fact, it was a serious case. They summoned their ambassador because of it. You get? Before it was caught. Now, they did it in Nigeria too. There was a lot of noise about it here and there. They died down. We don't know what the government did about it. Now, we have this one again. Now, they seal it. And they are telling them to come. The question is, if these people did not come, what else? Are you going to see that place permanently? What I expect is that Nigerians are working there quite all right. You have you issue a warrant of an invitation and give the people time to come. Take measures concerning that area. You get it? So that if it is something that is not so serious that can be called, business will still go on. They will not do it again. You get what I'm saying? Like in apartheid now, in South Africa, they didn't chase the white away when they stopped apartheid because that would have collapsed their country by now. In fact, they would have been worse than us. But they just left the white. But they made sure the apartheid did not exist again. And everything was fine. Now, my own is that the government allowed a loophole and they took advantage of the loophole. When you block those loopholes, you get it, nobody will take advantage of it, and then everything will be normal. Because you can't continue stealing. This is not the first one they are stealing. There was a time they said some supermarkets in Abuja were selling above the normal price. What do you mean by normal price? This is capitalism, for God's sake.
That's a different ball.
No, I'm just saying it. I'm just saying.
In this regard, we also have schools. All right, we also have schools that are owned by non-Nigerians. And Nigerians are not allowed
to the Turkish.
Well, for the British International and the rest of them, some Nigerians that have the means can still.
Yes, they work there. They work. They have their
can
children
still attend. Yes, but for some other schools, non-Nigerians are not allowed to enroll their children. Now, how does Nigeria's search for foreign direct investment? How does Nigeria's loan that Nigeria has taken from some of these countries, like China, for example, how does it affect the business climate in Nigeria? And some of these developments that we are seeing, does it in any way affect?
That's why I said it is the government policy. You create loopholes for these people to take advantage of. It's your policy. You get it? If your policy says, for example, there was a reformation of this advertisement law in which you cannot use a foreigner for a Nigerian product. Before they were using foreigner for celebrities or modernists for Nigerian products that you are selling in Nigeria. And they came up and said, no, we too, we need to grow our own celebrities. So you have to be using Nigerian celebrities. So if you bring your product from abroad, you want to advertise in Nigeria, you can't come with, you have to use Nigerian celebrities. That's a good policy. And you see many celebrities, many Nigerians coming up, models and everything coming up. It's a good job. You get it? So you can reorganize this policy and say, okay, this and this, so you must do. You cannot do. So we now know that it is now against the law.
Okay.
If you do outside, because there's no law that says that a Chinese cannot prevent Nigerian from using his restaurant. But if you now come up with that, say no. If you, at the moment you operate in Nigeria,
in this particular case, one of the reasons it was sealed is because when it was established, it did not specify that it was for Chinese alone. It was supposed to serve everybody within the
you got me on
that space. Yeah. So, well, let's get your concluding thoughts as well.
The question is, why is it this Chinese? Is Nigeria having anything to do with Chinese, or is it because of our loan that we are getting from them that way?
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts?
You see, one thing is this: I want Nigerians to take this as a very serious matter.
Yes.
Very serious matter. They should weigh a very big stick on them, so that it will serve as deterrent to whoever. It's unacceptable that in our country somebody who is even a foreigner practicing apartheid in our own country. Forget about whether Nigerians are working there. All the Nigerians are working there, they are only looking for survival. Yes. They are deliberate. Therefore, the government should do the right thing. They should go beyond selling it. Even the ambassador could be called. Yes, of course. The ambassador could be called. And you should tell this is the position of this country.
All right,
we will not accept this rubbish again. It's a big shame. And I think Nigeria will do the right.
I'd like to believe that you've given your concluding thoughts as well.
15 seconds.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, what I want to say is that to let Nigerians know that the government is serious about this issue, they should set up a committee to look at the operations of foreign investors or foreign companies in Nigeria. They should see the way their mode of operation, the way they deal with Nigerians, is it commensurating with the way they deal with their own people in their own country? So that from there, we'll be able to build a standard. You get it? That Nigerians can say, yes, I have the comfort of working in a foreign investor in Nigeria.
All right, then. Thank you very much. We've been speaking with Lawale Kundayo, who is an educationist and also a public affairs commentator and a farmer. He always likes that we add that aspect to it. All right, but we're still waiting for him to bring your products here.
Exactly.
For us to
I even sold part of my snails last week.
Oh, it's snail farming.
Yes, I run snail farming too.
When next year coming, bring some. Let's see how big they are, and you know how well they taste.
Exactly.
All right. Well, we've also had Akim Additional Lasisi with us in the studio. He's a social commentator. Well, I must say thank you very much, gentlemen, for being with us on the program.
In addition, I'm also a fish farmer.
I see now. Aha.
Enjoyment.
Which type of fish? Catfish. I like catfish pepper soup.
Anytime they are coming to bring me down to your studio, I will just let your driver know that this
No
is
problem. No problem.
We'll keep our
I don't know. I will just show him that okay. If you need it, you follow him.
We'll come around. No problems. No problems. So we'll take a break now. When we come back, we get into business, entertainment, and then sports. Stay with us.